Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video is going to be a new Will I Buy It. I post my Will I Buy It series every single Wednesday, talking over new makeup releases, my thoughts on them, if I'm planning to pick them up or pass over them. I will have my playlist linked down below, as well as the community playlist that I started for any creator who makes the style of new makeup releases video. They can add their videos to them and you can binge watch if that's something that interests you. But I do have a lot to chat about this week, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Alright, before we jump in, I'm sick. Clearly, I feel like you can probably hear it in my voice. I feel like you can probably see it in my eyes. I'm not feeling well. I'm filming this on Monday. I came down with a cold. I started feeling a little bit off Friday night. I woke up Saturday just in a world of hurt. Definitely feeling better than I did Saturday and even yesterday, but still not even close to being 100%. I am super congested and stuffed up and just kind of feeling like crumb. So sorry, I'm gonna try to get through this as quickly as I can, mostly because it actually does hurt to speak, but also it just is challenging to like stay focused on one thing. I'm not gonna lie, you know, when you're sick and it feels like that. So I'll try to get through this as quickly as I can. I did film a tutorial on this eye look. It's gonna be my next Instagram tutorial. I think it's gonna go up tomorrow. So if you don't follow me yet, I am March Beauty Word on Instagram, and I do try to share a lot of different makeup and even skincare tutorials over there. So I'm not totally feeling my makeup look today. I tried to like match my outfit and my nails and all this other stuff just to like make me feel better, but I think it's just mostly because I'm sick. Like just everything is thrown off to me, so boo. Alrighty, but jumping into the products. So first up, I want to talk about the new release from Natasha Denona, coming out with a new eyeshadow palette. This is the Biba palette. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. I'm probably gonna say a lot wrong in this video today, because also, you know, when you're sick and you're just like fuzzy and you just like things aren't clicking, like that's how I am today. I'm kind of a hot mess. But we have this new palette. It says all neutrals. It includes cream and powder formulas, mattes. Also, this is her first palette that includes a black shade and a cream powder. This is going to be a permanent eyeshadow palette, and it is the 129 like most Natasha Denona larger palettes are. Okay, so I will say when I first saw this palette and I saw the first photo of it, it honestly to me looked so much like the, oh, this is gonna happen the whole video. I think it's the Safari palette, that I was like, I'm confused why she's coming out with this. Like, what's going on here? Then when I saw an actual like nice product photo of it and also the swatches, I was like, okay, those don't look as similar as I was thinking, because I was like super confused at first. This one is definitely very neutral, but with some pretty shades in there. I'm interested in like these grays on the bottom row. That's kind of fun. For me, it's not something that I'm going to pick up. I just can't pay $129 for Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes yet. That's just a lot of money on makeup. I did have a friend send over the gold palette, and I reviewed that one in my latest ranking new eyeshadow palette, so I can link it down below. And I did really like the eyeshadow palette. I really did. I thought a lot of the shades in there were very unique. Not a lot that I have in my collection, but even though I still really liked it and I feel inspired by it, I still am not sure I understand the $129 price point. Like, I just don't know if I do. And there's some high-end luxury items that I'm like, I get it, I really love this, like I would recommend wholeheartedly. And then there's some that I'm like, I really like this product, but I just don't understand the price point. And that's kind of where I'm at right now with the Natasha Denona palettes. I feel like the gold kind of made me come around a little bit, but I also really like the color scheme in the gold because I felt like it was kind of more unique. Whereas this one, even though I think it's a very beautiful palette, it definitely still is very neutral, and I still feel like I could get, you know, a lot of these shades with what I already do have in my collection. I can see a lot of people really gravitating towards this though. I can see a lot of high-end luxury makeup enthusiasts like running to get this palette. I definitely can, because it sure is beautiful. But for me, I'm just not there yet, you know? So I also want to talk about a new palette from Smashbox. It says this is available now at Macy's. I'm reading from the Trend One Instagram, so I do always have her linked in my description box. But this is the new Cali Kissed Face Palette. You have 4 shimmer highlighters and 2 matte blush powders. It says it can be used on the eyes or the face, and this is $39. So this looks really similar in packaging to the Cali Contour Palette, which I love. I recommended it so much. I use it so often. But this one we have just the highlighters and the blushes. This really turned my attention because of how much I love my Smashbox Cali contour and how much I really enjoyed the Smashbox face powders. I think that they are really, really nice. So this one definitely caught my attention. Looking at the different shades inside though, I don't know if I would get as much use out of this. And the highlights from Smashbox that are in the Cali contour aren't my favorite. I really reach for that for the contour, the bronzer, and the blush. The highlights are kind of like the okay, like I'm glad that they're in there and I use them for it, but sometimes I'm just going into the Cali contour for the contour shade, for the bronzer shade, or for the blush shade. I don't normally go in there just for the highlights. It's if I'm using the palette as a whole, then I'll use the highlights, if that makes sense. So for that reason, I think that I should still go ahead and pass over this one. Also, that really, really bright pink blush, I don't wear something like that a ton. So I don't think this would be the best purchase for me, knowing my makeup preferences and such. But if all of these shades are like really speaking to you, or the majority of the shades are really speaking to you, I mean, I'm just speaking off the Cali contour, but that was a really phenomenal palette. So that one definitely intrigued me. Definitely got a lot of tags on some more food palettes. So Glamlite is really like hitting us hard with the food palettes right now. Last week we talked about the burger palette. This week we have the taco palette. Okay, so, and it's actually going to be a whole collection. It says inspired by the Mexican food and also the drinks. So right now we have seen the Viva taco palette, and I believe like some of the shade names are carne asada, pico de gallo, guacamole, cilantro, etc. This is going to be available on May 5th. On the Glamlite website. So as of right now, as I'm filming this, I haven't seen the inside of it. I can only see the outside, which makes me super hungry, so it's kind of rude. That's all I've seen so far, and again, just kind of what I've been saying with the pizza palette, with the burger palette. I think it's cute, I think it's fun, I think it's different, and I appreciate that, but it's not something that I feel like I personally need in my collection. I've also not tried anything from Glamlite yet, so that also makes me not like really like consumed with wanting to buy this palette and test it out from a favorite brand of mine and that sort of thing. I know when I was getting tags on this, a lot of people have been saying it's a Mexican food collection. Do you think nachos are going to be there? Because if you guys follow me on like Instagram or Twitter, I eat nachos at least once a week, if not more. It's probably my favorite food. Like, it's just my go-to. I love my nachos so much. I have a deep fondness for them. So maybe if they come out with something a little bit more nachos inspired, I would take a second glance at it, but my eyes are watering because I'm just like so sick. This is really fun. But maybe if they had something like nachos wise, that would be really interesting to look at, and maybe I would think about it. But so far we've just seen the tacos, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. And I feel like a lot of people, at least for you that are watching my videos and leaving the comments, you're kind of saying the same things. Like, you like it, you like something different, but it's just not enough to convince you to buy it, you know? But what food that they came out with would really turn your head? Let us know. So MAC Cosmetics does a ton of releases, a ton of collaborations, a ton of collections. A lot of times I don't touch on all of them in the Will I Buy It videos unless I'm getting really tagged on something like a ton, because MAC is just one of those brands that just kind of can like overwhelm me with everything that they have going on, and they're also such a global brand that sometimes I don't even know what's going to be available for me. I feel like I'm giving wrong information. I'm saying this is going to be available in this country, and it's like, no, it's wrong, it was available in this country, and I feel like I say the wrong things sometimes. So I tend to get pretty overwhelmed with MAC. But when I saw the tags coming in on the Aladdin collection, I was like, I love Aladdin. I also have a deep fondness for Aladdin. Aladdin is definitely one of my favorite Disney movies. I dressed up as Jasmine for Halloween as a child so many times. It was probably ridiculous. I had this pair of pajamas, and it was like a onesie, and it was silky, and it was that really beautiful blue that Jasmine always wore. And I cut the pajamas to cut out the stomach. It's just funny for me to say it now because I wear crop tops so often, and even when I was like, I don't know, 9, 10 years old, and I had these really nice pajamas, I cut them in half because I thought like I needed my stomach to show like Jasmine. Yes. I got a little bit in trouble for that one, for ruining a perfectly good pair of pajamas, but what do you do? Also, the very first character in my first novel that I ever wrote, the main character, her name is Jasmine. So clearly I was a little bit excited when we were coming out with an Aladdin collection, not gonna lie. What do you guys think about the new trailer for the movie? Does that have you excited? Not excited? I would love to know. But MAC is doing the collaboration with Disney Aladdin, so it includes bronzers, eyeshadow palettes, and lipsticks. Trend Moods post does say will confirm info. Also gonna be available on May 16th, and that's another thing. Sometimes MAC has sent me items in PR, with their like press list, and it's been wrong. So that's why, like, sometimes I just get nervous talking about it because then people get mad at you. Not at the misinformation you're given, they get mad at you. So I'm probably gonna buy something from this collection. I feel like I can turn down so many collaborations. I really can. Collaborations, collections, if things just don't really call to me, really speak to me, I can easily pass it over, but this one, I don't know if I'm going to be able to. The bronzer with the genie bottle in it, that looks like a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie. I would have to verify that like the shade would work for me, so I can't quite tell 100%, so I would probably have to check that out. The eyeshadow palette, the swatches that I've seen on it do look really, really pretty. A lot of shimmers in there. I don't know, the swatches got me pretty excited for that as well. So I'm probably gonna pick up something from this collection, either the bronzer or the eyeshadow palette is what I'm thinking, because I think those two kind of call to me the most and what I like to try out the most. That's what I'm thinking. I'm interested in this one. I love Aladdin, man, okay? So what did you think about this collection? I'd love to know your thoughts on that, but it made me do the double take. This was interesting. I also got a lot of tags on this one from Laneige. They're coming out with the Lip Glowy Balm. It says it has different fruit scents like pear, peach, grapefruit, berry. These are going to be $15 each and will be available April 3rd online at Sephora. I don't see a whole lot yet. This is just kind of like a sneak peek photo, but I'm definitely pretty curious about these. $15 I don't think is a really bad price because Laneige can kind of get a little bit more higher priced, but their lip sleeping mask is one of my absolute favorite products. I use it every single night. I have travel sizes that come traveling with me. I think it's awesome. So if this is just kind of like a lip balm, like a scented lip balm, I would definitely be curious to try this out and see what I think about it because I love that lip sleeping mask so much. So I'm definitely gonna have my eye on this one. And then First Aid Beauty came out with a couple new primers. So it says they're continuing their primer line with 2 more. These are $28 each. So we have the Ultra Repair Hyaluronic Hydrating Primer. It says this is to hydrate, brighten, and lick makeup in place. I think that means lock. I know I'm sick, but that definitely says lick, but I think it's meant to say lock. That's what I'm gonna go ahead and assume. And then we also have the Hello Fab Pores Be Gone Matte Primer. This is to minimize the appearance of pores for a smooth, even canvas and a soft focus effect, coming soon to Sephora. I actually did get these sent over to me from First Aid Beauty. I actually have them right here. So First Aid Beauty did send me those 2 new primers here. They also sent me a fan favorite. This is the Coconut Skin Smoothing Priming Moisturizer. I shared these on my IG stories and so many people were like, this is my favorite primer. This one right here. This is my favorite. So I kind of want to try this one before I try these 2, even though these are the new ones, just because so many people had such good things to say about this one. But honestly, I'm really curious about both of these. I like this one, how it says it's hyaluronic and hydrating because I do have dry skin, but this one I'm also really curious about with the matte primer because as we get into warmer months, like I tried so hard to be spring today, can you tell? As we are going to be getting into the warmer months, sometimes I do like something a little bit more mattifying for like my T-zone area. I'm interested in all 3 of these. What is the deal with the primers coming out? The Milk Makeup Hydro Grip, I tried that out last week in my Trying New Makeup video. I just purchased the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Face Primer. This was featured in my latest haul that went up on Monday. I used this one today and I think that it made my skin look really nice. Now I have these from First Aid Beauty. I'm like, what is with the primers going on right now? This is crazy. So these are some new ones that are coming out from First Aid Beauty and I will be trying them out as quickly as I can. I am so glad that this got released today so I could talk about it because my Instagram was immediately flooded with the tags. Also my Twitter was getting a bunch of tags as well. But BH Cosmetics has released their Aries eyeshadow palette. So BH Cosmetics has been coming out with a new palette for the zodiacs. They did the Capricorn, then they did the Pisces, and we are now onto Aries because it is almost Aries season. And if you don't know, if the tattoo doesn't give it away, I am an Aries. I'm an Aries. And even my dog's name is Aries. She is not in this room. She is sleeping. We've been dog sitting all weekend, so she is sleeping on the couch out there, just like completely exhausted. We had another Vishla with us this weekend, which was a lot of fun. But yes, I'm an Aries. I named my dog Aries, and I get very intrigued by the zodiac stuff. I know that we've had a lot of it. We've had a lot of different releases, but still, it's just something that I'm into, and I understand not everybody is, and that's totally okay. But like, obviously, you know, I got my dog 6 years ago and I named her Aries. It's just something that I've been into for longer than this YouTube makeup beauty craze, okay? So we have been waiting for, well, I have been waiting to see what the Aries palette looked like because the Capricorn was kind of like, And then the Pisces, I was like, I feel like they were trying, but it wasn't. I've been waiting to see what they were going to do with the Aries, which is a fire sign. You know, I figured there would be something with like red or oranges in there or something. So I was excited to see them release this today and release the photos today. Let's see, it's going to be $14. So what do I think about it? I think that it is like a step in the right direction from the Zodiac palettes that I've seen from BH, but it's not quite like fully there for me. And I was looking at it and I was looking at the swatches and I was trying to get excited because we do have a red, like a red-ish in there, and then we have some of those oranges, and then we have browns, and you have this pretty pink, and it's like I like it, but I don't, it's not quite there for me, you know? I'm thinking about the loose pigment that Kathleen Lights released with ColourPop, the Ram, for the Aries symbol, and that one is just like, that is the Ram. It's so orange and it's got all this gold in it, and it's just like, wha-pow! And when I think what the biggest thing that kind of deterred me from this palette was looking at the swatches. They seem very almost kind of like muted. I just feel like they were maybe, I don't want to say like lacking in pigmentation because I don't know that for sure. I haven't touched the palette, etc. But just glancing off of these swatches, I thought that they would be more like pow. That's kind of what I was thinking for the Aries palette. That's kind of what I was maybe expecting to see. It just seems a little bit on the tame side. And I'm sure though that some people will enjoy that, and I'm sure that some people will like having maybe not as a bold, intense, in-your-face palette, whether you're an Aries or if you're another sign. You know, I know that people will like this for sure, but for me and kind of what I was hoping for and what would have convinced me to buy it. Again, I double take a lot of Aries items, like even the Bite Beauty lipstick that came out and it was like a hot orange. I was like, I'm still gonna buy it. I don't even know if I'm ever gonna wear this color, but I'm gonna buy it, and then it sold out, and I was like, well, that was rude. Cool. That's what would have caught my attention and would have convinced me to buy it if it just had a little bit more impact to it maybe. But I've been seeing a lot of like really mixed reviews. Some people are tagging me like, this is boring, this is not what I wanted. And some people are tagging me like, yes, I'm totally getting this. So I feel like this one is really, really mixed. I feel like the other two have been kind of like, ooh, not so great feedback, but this one I feel like is super mixed. So that's kind of where I land on it. I just thought it would be a little bit more, but I guess I can kind of see maybe that this is what BH, like this is the direction that they're going for their Zodiac palettes, is maybe a little bit more on the tamer side, maybe a little bit more even like beginner friendly, or you know, something like that, which isn't a bad thing either. I know when I was first like really starting to get into makeup and really learning makeup, I went to BH a lot, because I did think a lot of their items were beginner friendly, and they were also, you know, pretty friendly on the wallet as well. I mean, $14 is not a bad price for a palette. So maybe that's kind of what they're going for with this Zodiac theme, and I'm sure a lot of people will be appreciative of it, but you know, it's just not going to be for me. But I'm so excited to get your guys' thoughts on this one, because like I said, that one was like super mixed from what I've seen so far, and it was only released the morning that I'm filming this. So would love to get your thoughts. And then I also have some beauty news that I wanted to touch on here, and this is actually where we're going to wrap it up. But I saw this on Trendmood. It says Sephora is going to start their own credit card program. So they're going to have a Sephora credit card, a Sephora Visa credit card, and a Sephora Visa signature credit card. It says, looks like cardholders will earn rewards in addition to rewards from the Beauty Insider program, and the Sephora Visa signature card will have access to Visa signature benefits. It says will initially be available in select markets, then rolling out to all US and in-stores in the following months. Coming soon, we'll keep you updated. I think this is very interesting. Ulta Beauty has their credit card program as well. I do have an Ulta credit card. I have the card that's only good at Ulta, so it's not like the Ulta Visa or the Ulta MasterCard. I can't think of which one it is, but so basically I can only use my Ulta card at Ulta. So it sounds like Sephora is going to be similar to this though, because you'll have a card that you can only use at Sephora, but then you also have the Visa cards, which you should be able to use at other retailers, but then you would still get like Sephora rewards for it or something. I personally, as someone who has definitely dealt with debt, I do not recommend getting a credit card if it's not something that you think that you can handle, if you're not in a good place financially. I mean, chances are you wouldn't even be able to be approved for a credit card, etc. But or if you're someone who just has kind of trouble you know, with buying makeup, I would not recommend a credit card. It can definitely get you into a lot of trouble, into a world of hurt. So just, you know, try to make smart decisions when it comes to that. If this is something that you're really curious about and you know, you're really interested in the rewards for it, maybe just doing the Sephora credit card so you can only use it in store, because you know, once you're like, oh, the gas station, the grocery store, oh, I can just get more rewards, again, it can lead you into a world of hurt. So I'm just trying to throw my 2 cents in here, and obviously financials are, you know, really tough and really personal and a hard thing to be able to recommend, especially as someone who's, you know, I'm not any sort of like professional advisor or anything like that. Like I've said, I've gotten myself into trouble with debt too, so that's why you're not going to see me here like, let's all go get that car, girl, let's go together and sign up and then we'll have Cold Stone to celebrate. Like, no. I did get the Ulta credit card, like I said, but I definitely thought about it a lot. I can only make purchases at Ulta, and I am kind of disciplined myself enough now to, once I make a purchase, then it does have to be paid off. So if I'm thinking about making a really large purchase with my Ulta card and I don't think that I can pay it off when the statement comes in, I won't let myself purchase it. My advice is to just know yourself, be aware, think if it's a good idea or not. I think that's really interesting that Sephora is doing this. It doesn't surprise me though, especially since Ulta already has this program as well. I'm certainly not surprised to see Sephora offering this. I just really, really hope that people think about it. Again, as someone who's been there, like, just think about it before you make those decisions, okay? That's what I want to say. But let us know what you think about the Sephora credit card program that is soon to be coming. But other than that, that is going to wrap it up for today's video. I'm so sorry you had to listen to my amazing voice this entire time. It is no fun being sick, but thank you for sticking it out with me. Let me know what you thought about everything that I mentioned in the comments down below. I would love to know your thoughts, and as always, if you guys enjoyed this video, I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up. I hope that you'll also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll get you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.